The advent of electric propulsion electric vehicles (EVs) represent a critical juncture in the progression of transportation, presenting a potentially fruitful transition towards mobility solutions that are both cleaner and more sustainable. Nevertheless, with the global adoption of this shift, the vulnerability of EV charging infrastructure to cyberattacks has been exposed due to its interconnectedness. The aforementioned malevolent actions, which encompass ransomware attacks and malware infiltrations, present substantial hazards to the rapidly expanding electric vehicle ecosystem. Vulnerabilities in both individual electric vehicle EV proprietors and the wider infrastructure are highly desirable targets for cybercriminals. The necessity to strengthen cybersecurity measures has never been more pressing than it is in this particular context. This article explores the growing apprehension regarding intrusions that specifically target charging stations for electric vehicles. It investigates the various strategies utilized by assailants, the motivations that drive them, and the extensive consequences that ensue from such occurrences. Furthermore, it delineates prospective approaches to alleviate these hazards, underscoring the utmost significance of protecting electric vehicles, EVs, and their charging infrastructure in a globally interconnected era. An elaborate synopsis follows. Introduction to EV charging stations. An overview of electric vehicle charging stations. Charging stations are indispensable for EV owners because they enable the recharging of batteries. Public charging stations and those found in residences and workplaces are among the many varieties. On the contrary, public charging stations are particularly susceptible to intrusions on account of their pervasive accessibility and uninterrupted internet connection. The aforementioned assaults present hazards for both individual electric vehicle proprietors and the electric vehicle ecosystem as a whole, underscoring the critical nature of bolstering cybersecurity protocols to protect charging infrastructure. Cyber attack types targeting EV charging stations. 1. Malware and ransomware attacks. Malware and ransomware attacks present a substantial peril to charging station networks due to the presence of malicious software. These attacks have the potential to impede operations or encrypt data in exchange for ransom, resulting in extensive disorder and monetary detriment. The insertion of such malicious software into the charging infrastructure undermines the dependability and protection of electric vehicle charging, which may result in disruptions to service and inconvenience for owners of EVs. Securing the ongoing operation and integrity of charging station networks requires the implementation of robust cybersecurity measures to reduce the risk of ransomware and malware attacks. 2. Data theft. Charging station networks are frequently the target of cybercriminals who intend to steal sensitive information such as payment information, user credentials, and location data. These intrusions present significant threats to the privacy and security of electric vehicle EV owners, as they may result in identity theft, financial fraud, and location monitoring. Ensuring data security against larceny necessitates the implementation of robust encryption protocols, rigorous access controls, and routine security audits of charging infrastructure. In addition, user education and awareness are crucial for preventing phishing attacks and protecting sensitive data. Preventive measures are critical in order to preserve confidence in the integrity of electric vehicle charging networks and thwart cybercriminals. 3. DDoS attacks. Denial of service DDoS attacks present a substantial risk to charging station networks, as they involve the bombardment of the infrastructure with an overwhelming volume of traffic, thereby preventing authorized users from accessing it. These assaults have the potential to cause charging station operators financial losses and inconvenience electric vehicle EV owners by disrupting the availability of charging services. DDoS attacks must be thwarted with comprehensive network security measures such as anomaly detection systems, traffic filtering, and rate limiting. Furthermore, it is imperative to establish contingency strategies to alleviate the consequences of such assaults and guarantee the continuous functionality of charging infrastructure. In order to avoid denial of service attacks and preserve the dependability of EV charging networks, proactive defense strategies are vital. 4. Phishing attacks. Phishing attacks pose a substantial risk to electric vehicle EV owners as cybercriminals utilize deceptive email schemes and bogus mobile applications in order to obtain credentials or implant malicious software. These attacks compromise the security and privacy of users by deceiving them into divulging sensitive information through the use of familiarity and trust. Owners of electric vehicles should exercise caution when interacting with unsolicited emails and downloading applications from untrusted sources in order to mitigate spoofing risks. In addition, email filtering solutions and security awareness training can be utilized to strengthen the defense against phishing attempts. Sustained vigilance and proactive measures are imperative in order to prevent phishing attacks and ensure the protection of the data of EV users. 5. Physical attacks via charging infrastructure. Physical attacks through charging infrastructure vulnerabilities in charging hardware may be exploited by hackers to orchestrate physical attacks, which may involve the manipulation of electrical flow, the destruction of vehicles, or the creation of safety hazards. These assaults present significant hazards for electric vehicle EV proprietors and the general public, possibly resulting in infrastructure impairments or accidents. To ensure protection against physical assaults, charging equipment must undergo exhaustive testing, secure hardware design practices must be implemented, and routine maintenance must occur in order to promptly identify and resolve vulnerabilities. To mitigate the risk of physical attacks and guarantee the security and dependability of charging infrastructure, proactive measures are vital. Incentives driving cyber attacks against EV charging stations. 1. Financial gain. The financial gain of cybercriminals may motivate their targeting of charging stations through the implementation of diverse strategies. This encompasses fraudulent activities, extortion via ransomware attacks, and the theft of payment information from transactions. These types of attacks not only result in monetary damages, but also undermine confidence in the reliability of charging infrastructure. In order to alleviate financial risks, it is critical to implement strong cybersecurity protocols, including encryption, secure payment processing, and routine security audits. In addition, maintaining the credibility of charging networks and preventing financial exploitation can be accomplished by educating users about potential risks. 2. Espionage and intelligence gathering. Electric vehicle EV charging infrastructure could potentially be the focus of espionage operations by nation-state actors or corporate agents. They can amass valuable information regarding vehicle utilization patterns, location data, and user behavior by sneaking into these systems. Such data may be utilized for strategic decision-making, competitive advantage, or surveillance, among other objectives. Robust cybersecurity protocols, encrypted data transfer, and stringent access controls are indispensable in mitigating espionage risks. Moreover, fostering partnerships with security agencies and industry stakeholders can augment the exchange of threat intelligence and fortify defensive capabilities against highly sophisticated adversaries. 3. Sabotage and disruption. Electric vehicle EV charging infrastructure may be the target of hacktivists or malevolent actors driven by ideology, who seek to disrupt transportation systems, inflict economic harm, or instigate disorder. Through the implementation of assaults on charging stations, their objective is to erode public trust in electric mobility and draw attention to perceived grievances. Comprehensive cybersecurity measures, robust incident response plans, and cooperation with law enforcement agencies are critical in mitigating such threats. Furthermore, public awareness initiatives can serve to enlighten relevant parties regarding the possible repercussions of assaults and promote a state of alertness in opposition to malevolent endeavors that specifically target charging infrastructure. Impacts of cyber attacks on EV charging stations. 1. Service disruption. One of the consequences of cyber attacks on electric vehicle charging stations is the disruption of services. Charging stations may become inaccessible due to successful cyber attacks, causing inconvenience for electric vehicle EV owners and causing disruptions to transportation networks. 2. Financial losses. Charging station operations may incur financial losses as a consequence of cyber incidents, which may include downtime, data intrusions, or liability claims. 3. Reputational harm. Electric vehicle manufacturers, charging station operators, and service providers may experience reputational harm as a result of cyber attacks, which could undermine consumer confidence in electric vehicle technology. 4. Safety risks. Vehicle damage, electric shocks, and fires are a few of the potential safety hazards that could result from a compromised charging infrastructure, endangering EV owners and the general public. Strategies for mitigation. 1. Security protocols. Implement security protocols protect charging station networks against malware and unauthorized access by implementing robust cybersecurity measures such as firewalls, encryption, and intrusion detection systems. 2. Consistent patch management and updates. Maintain current versions of charging station firmware and software in order to mitigate identified security vulnerabilities and defects. 3. User education. Provide EV owners with information regarding cybersecurity best practices, including maintaining vigilance against phishing attempts, averting suspicious links or applications, and employing robust passwords. 4. Encourage information sharing and collaboration. Promote cooperation among various stakeholders such as electric vehicle EV manufacturers, charging station operators, cybersecurity professionals, and government agencies with the aim of exchanging threat intelligence and formulating proactive defensive measures. 5. Regulatory compliance. To safeguard the security and integrity of electric vehicle EV charging infrastructure, it is imperative to adhere to pertinent cybersecurity regulations and industry standards. In summary, cyber attacks targeting electric vehicle charging stations pose a substantial peril that necessitates proactive actions from all parties involved in the electric vehicle ecosystem. Such measures are crucial for protecting against potential hazards and sustaining the expansion and acceptance of electric mobility. As the world embraces electric vehicles (EVs) and the accompanying charging infrastructure, the specter of cyberattacks looms larger than ever. From ransomware infiltrations to data theft and physical sabotage, the vulnerabilities in charging stations pose multifaceted risks to both individual EV owners and the broader electric mobility ecosystem. However, proactive cybersecurity measures, including robust encryption protocols, regular security audits, and user awareness campaigns, offer a path towards mitigating these threats. By fostering collaboration among stakeholders and prioritizing investment in cybersecurity, we can safeguard the integrity, reliability, and safety of EV charging infrastructure. Together, we must remain vigilant in the face of evolving cyber threats to ensure a sustainable and resilient future for electric mobility. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.